Guinness World Record attempt by lighting nearly 28 lakh diyas in Ayodhya on Deepotsav. Alongside this feat, there is another record that will be attempted during the festival's aarti, with over 1,100 Vedacharyas set to perform the largest aarti together on Saryu Ghat. The Chief Minister has extended his warm greetings on the auspicious occasion and deemed it a moment of pride for all. Over 10 lakh tourists have arrived in Ayodhya to witness this momentous celebration. Joining me on the telecast very shortly are going to be my colleagues, my reporters who are on the ground in different parts of Ayodhya covering this event for you. Visuals on your screens at the present moment in Ayodhya. It's a wide-angled helicopter shot, and you see the entire Ayodhya is lit with lights and with lamps, and those are some stunning visuals. Beautiful lighting that at this point of time illuminates Ayodhya. Ayodhya has this historical, cultural, religious significance. It was on this day that Lord Ram and Sita returned home to Ayodhya, and the people of Ayodhya, the locals, came together to celebrate and decided to light lamps on the occasion of the arrival of their king, Lord Ram. On the telecast with me, let me start with Sumit Peer. Sumit, a Guinness World Record is going to be set very shortly, when hundreds and thousands and lakhs of these diyas are going to be lit up and illuminate entire Ayodhya.
Jai Siya Ram. Because what we are doing today is history in making, because this is the first Deepavali which has come after 550 years, when Bhagwan, Lord Sri Ram is back to his Ayodhya, and you and me are lucky to be a part of this presentation, because it's a history. This will never happen again, because this is the first year. You know, this Diyas, this Vedacharyas and all, this is claiming Hindutva, this is claiming Rodlam, Tan Hindu, Man Hindu, Vachan Hindu, Hindustan hai Hindu because of Hindu. Hindu is the bedrock of the civilization, and that ethos, that belief in Bhagwan Sri Ram is being reinstated, is being put to the world fame by Manani Mukhyamantri Yogi Adityanath ji. It is not about 1100 Vedacharyas or 28 lakh diyas. It is making a mark. It is letting the world know what we have waited for 550 years. Why so many people laid their lives, and it is also a time to pay tributes to all those people, and you know, wherever they are in heaven, to join our hands and tell them thank you. Because of this, it was made possible. And on this date, you have to compliment Prime Minister Modi, you have to compliment Amit Shah ji, you have to compliment BJP for making this possible, because otherwise it was a distant dream, and it happened in your and my lifetime. Is again, we are lucky and privileged to be a part of this. So this is history in making. This is phenomenal. This is to tell to the world that this is what is the relevance of Ayodhya for us. Muslims have Makkah, Christians have Vatican, and we have Ayodhya ji. And what you are rightly saying, 10 lakh tourists are already there, 1 million tourists. And we have around I don't know how many crore people have visited Ayodhya so far. I know it is the most visited tourist destination in the whole world now. This ethos, this lighting of diyas, this Ved part and 1100 acharyas and all is very, very important, because everybody knows Makkah, everybody knows about Vatican. I compliment Yogi Adityanath ji, who's putting all his efforts and all the organization to let it go to the world, because tomorrow it will be a world news. As a moment of fact, when it is a Guinness record, it will be a part of the world news. A lot of newspaper agencies, a lot of papers, a lot of channels across the world will be covering this, because that is the way to give Ayodhya ji the rightful place that it deserves, and we are doing our best to do that. And this is the effort.
Okay, all right. I also have with me Ravi Bhatt. Ravi Bhatt, if you can hear me. Do we have with us Ravi Bhatt? Ravi Bhatt, can you hear me? All right, we'll try to fix that audio glitch. But coming back to you, Sumit, I'm going to take a larger perspective. Yes, there is a religious significance. Yes, it is about Hindu pride. But let's also take a look at how Diwali is celebrated universally. It is a people-to-people connect. It is a cultural significance that at this point in time is acknowledged and recognized and celebrated. Whether it is President Joe Biden sitting in White House and holding that gathering on the occasion, whether it is about Rishi Sunak or Keir Starmer lighting the diya at 10 Downing Street. These are moments that then symbolize that the diaspora, the millions and millions of Indians that are not just living in India but across the globe have assimilated themselves to the countries, to the people across the globe, and there is this connect which transcends the boundaries, transcends the territories, transcends the borders.
Megha ji, you're absolutely right, because when we look at President Joe Biden, when we look at Keir Starmer, when we look at other world leaders, and everywhere in the world Diwali is celebrating. What is this? This is the goodwill which we bring to the table. This is our great tradition, our great ethos, and wherever Hindus have gone and wherever moreover Indians have gone, we have been nation builders, we have been contributors, we build things. Wherever our diaspora lives, they are our brand ambassadors, what Honorable Prime Minister rightly said. And these all people bring us laurels, they bring us fame. Our Sundar Pichai or anybody for that matter, all these people are known for the fantastic achievements which they have done. But whatever their passport may be, whichever part of the world they might live in, but Hindustan dil mein hai. And when it is Deepavali, when it is Bhagwan Shri Ram, that is in the hearts and minds. And this fact that the people across the world are celebrating Diwali, they are liking their ethos. This is the greatness of our culture. This is the greatness of our traditions. And Diwali is a festival of peace. This is about lights. This is about good versus, victory of good over evil. This is how about you have to keep on refining the world. And Diwali somewhere again tells you that when push comes to shove, there are things wherein, the Lord Vishnu or somebody has to come and clean the world. I mean, that's also an essential part of the Diwali. The prevalence of Dharma, the steadiness of Dharma, wherein a son, just for the vachan of his father, went to Vanvas of 14 years, his wife accompanied him, and the brother Lakshman, who had nothing to do with that vachan because the elder brother was going, he goes along with him, and there is one other brother, Shatrughan, Bharat, who is given the throne, but he keeps his brothers sleepers of the throne and says, Bhai, I am going to wait for you till the time you are back. And this is our tradition. And if we look at some of the contrary traditions, Bhai, you have a son chopping the heads of his two brothers and presenting to his father.
Okay.
Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb.
Yeah.
So when this is the difference, that is what world is celebrating, Meghaji. This difference, this greatness, what world is celebrating, and we all as Indians and Hindus should be utmost proud of it. And I'm very happy to see all this fact resonating across the whole world. This ethos of ours being celebrated by the whole world. This
Yeah,
is a great
absolutely, absolutely. Interesting facts that are also playing at the bottom of our screens as well. There are artists from Myanmar, Malaysia, Thailand, Nepal. They've all been invited. They are going to be performing. There's a massive light and dance show that has been created. There are these tableaus depicting the scenes from Ramayana that at this point of time are being played out for the people who have gathered in large numbers over there. And there was this the Kathakali dance, which is a prominent part of the South Indian culture, is also at this point of time being depicted. So this is a confluence of religions as well. It's a confluence of North and South and East and West and ASEAN nations, and like I spoke about, the entire world, including the West, that is celebrating this occasion.
I think, Meghaji, you're bang on. You're absolutely right. Look, first, there is no North and South divide in India. We are all, when it comes to Hindus and when it comes to Bhagwan Shri Ram, when we go to Ayodhya, there are more people from South India than North India. This is all my trips, personal experience I'm telling you. Secondly, look at Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia. These are the South Asian countries. So the Bhagwan Shri Ram's footprint is global. Bhagwan Shri Ram is everywhere in the world. That's a testimony to that. And most important thing, Indonesia is the highest Muslim population country in the world. But in Bali, in Indonesia, Ramayana is celebrated across the nooks and corners of Indonesia. When even you go to Jakarta, you will see Krishna and Arjuna on a rath. You will see Ganesha on their note. Garuda is still their national bird. Their national carrier is still called Garuda, and it is the most populous Muslim country of the world. Again, Malaysia, Ramayana being again celebrated, Ram Leela being again happening there. Now today our pride is what Yogi ji should be complimented, getting the people from the highest, most populous Muslim country of Indonesia and a nicely populated Muslim country of Malaysia to come to Ayodhya ji and perform Ramayana. That is the greatness of the culture. That is what world should see. And the people who tell us you're Hindus, you're chauvinists, it's Hindu dominance and all, I want to tell them, what are people of Indonesia and Malaysia doing today? Isn't it a slap on those people who every day accuse us of being Hindus and being those, friction and being this, dividing the society? Now, what do you say to people coming from Indonesia and Malaysia at topmost, I mean, most densely populated Islamic countries and performing Ram Leela in Ayodhya ji.
Right,
It is humanity.
right, absolutely. Ravi, but I'm going to come to you and talking about, like I said, you know, the Kathakali, where they talk about Odishi dance form, the classical dance form, Bharatnatyam. Now, these are all dance forms that have emerged and have been revered, have been practiced and taken forward through generations from the southern parts of the country, whether it is Kerala or Odisha, or we talk about Tamil Nadu, and all of these dance forms, the classical artist representations have time and again narrated the Ramayana in their distinct forms and taken the story of Lord Ram across the world, within the country, across borders. So when there is a kind of a division that political leaders try to build between the north-south divide, there actually isn't any, but it is more importantly the confluence that at this point of time this entire event that is taking place is also focusing on.
Well, I agree. Meghna, I agree. And you said the confluence of different, the thought process of different regions and different faiths also to a great extent. Like I know on the Deepavali celebrated by Jainism also, because on this day the Mahavir is assisted at 1525 BC, roughly on the 15th of October, a very rough estimate. It was he has got the Nirvana. Mahavir has got that's a kind of solution he has found. Then coming back to the Punjab, we say this is celebrated as Bandi Chhod Divas, because on this day, very day, the 6th Guru Hargobind Singh was released from the prison of Gwalior by the Jahangir, and the same, and they're very interesting. On the 15th of 1577, the Amritsar was founded on this very day, on the Deepavali. So you see, even it is celebrated in Buddhism also. It is celebrated. It is celebrated in Kerala also, as you know already. Different. Not only that, as you have already, as Sumit has already said, like Lord Krishna has killed the demon Narakasur. That the Narak Chaturdashi is celebrated here. So south, north, it is all over. Not only that, and out of India also, because the concept of Ramayana, the concept of a Ram, not only the Ram, this is the same here in Mahabharata also. This is a very important day because the Pandavas, they had, come out of the exile on this very day after 13 years of exile. They had come. So that is, and it is being referred in Padma Puran, it has been referred in Vishnu Puran, it has been referred in Kalika Puran. So, it has the references in Ramayana, it has the reference in Mahabharata, it has reference in Jainism, it has the reference in Lord Krishna's also, because this is celebrated, because in this very day, it is said that Parvati was playing the game of dice with the Lord Shiva, and she has won the game. And that she said anyone who is playing the game on this day, he will be, the gambling kind of not this the kind of gambling which has taken shape these days, but a very healthy kind of play, a dice game. The prosperity will come to him. And you see the importance of the New Year's, it starts on this day. The business community, for them it's a very important day for them. My take on this grand celebration in Ayodhya at this scale is simply, I'll say, it's a kind of it's a landmark day in the history of Sanatan history of recent history of India. The way it is being revived, it is a revival of Hinduism at such a grand scale, which has been ignored by the rulers, Mughal rulers, Britishers, and others. Now it is a revival, a kind of revival. See, after 200, 300 years, when the history will be read and written, this day will be considered as a revival of the Hinduism and Sanatana Dharma.
Okay, all right. Stay on with me, Ravi Bhatt. I'm also being joined by Joyita Basu. Joyita, a huge day for Indians across the globe, but it is not just for the Indians, but the world. Whether we talk about the Asian countries that are participating in this, we take a look. There's Myanmar, Malaysia, Thailand, Nepal. All the artists from all these countries have gathered together in Ayodhya today for a performance, for an artistic performance. And we take a look at how there has been, like I mentioned previously as well, that the world, whether it is President Joe Biden, whether it is Keir Starmer, they are all celebrating Diwali with the Indian diaspora over there. How big a significant and important day it is, and what is the significance of lighting these lakhs and lakhs of diyas today?
Well, when we are looking at the way the world is celebrating Diwali, this is, I would say, we have to look at it in two aspects of it. First of all, the peaceful way Hinduism, because it's ultimately Diwali is, of course, that primary festival of Hindus, of course, Sikhs also, Jains also, Buddhists also, they are also celebrating. So, the thing is that the peaceful way India has spread its culture, its knowledge, its Puranas to large sections, large parts of, I would say, Southeast Asia. That is why when you see people from Myanmar, from Thailand and so many other of these places who are coming together, when you look at Indonesia, look at a culture, Ramayana, because Diwali is ultimately about Ramayana and Lord Ram returning to Ayodhya. That is what people are celebrating. So, when you look at Indonesia and all these places, they still have that epic in their own way. These are Muslim countries. Indonesia is a Muslim country, but even then they have, they are still holding on to what they have got from India.
Right.
And you're looking at the diaspora. You see, this is one thing that you have to understand in terms of the Indian diaspora. The peaceful spread of the diaspora. Our people, our religion, we have not gone anywhere in the world with the sword. We have not spread across the world by dint of the sword, which many other religions have. It has been peaceful, hard-working people, and that tradition continues. It has been continuing through millennia, through centuries, and that is why, when it is kind of, and the very fact that these celebrations are happening in the US, in the UK, in the White House and all, think of the number of Indians who are there in the administration. Think of the number of the people who are in important positions. After all, Rishi Sunak was Prime Minister just until a few months ago. So, this shows the importance, the hold that the Indian diaspora has on the rest of the world, but peacefully. I think that is the most important message that India and Indians have given to the world.
Okay, Sumit, such striking visuals, it's stunning. There is a massive drone show that at this point of time has commenced. There's this beautiful light and dance show that you can also see on your screens. Like I said, tableaus that have been set up. There are going to be artists that are going to be performing very shortly. There was this beautiful Kathakali performance that was narrating the story of Ramayana, of Lord Ram and Sita, that was on your